Ranil Wickremesinghe was on Wednesday elected as the new Sri Lanka President amid the massive economic crisis in the island nation. Mr. Wickeremesinghe had been serving as acting President after Gotabaya Rajapakasa had to resign.
When the day started, it seemed to be a neck-and-neck fight between Ranil Wickremesinghe and Dallas Alaparema for the post of president. As protesters sat on Satyagraha on the stairs of the Parliament building, MPs voted inside to choose the new president. But the tables turned. Several members of the principal opposition, led by Sajid Premadasa, who had earlier decided to support Dallas Alaparema, cross-voted, giving a thumping victory to Ranil Wickremesinghe. He won by a huge margin of 134 votes, leaving Dallas behind with just 82 votes. His victory was greeted with a fresh outcry among protesters as he remains unpopular and a symbol of the old regime.
Yes, it's Ranil again. The people are disappointed, distraught, disgusted. One of the things holding us back from receiving this aid all this time was the fact that we were being run by greedy dictatorial powers. And with Ranil coming in again, that's exactly what he is backing.
Certainly, the will of the Parliament is not the will of the people. But we can only hope that the new leaders will bring about some kind of economic relief to the people, like food, fuel, medicines, and that they will hold general elections as soon as possible and get rid of the presidential powers.
The big challenge for Ranil Wickremesinghe is stabilizing Sri Lanka's economy. So far, Sri Lanka has been bailed out by the IMF 16 times, and this is the 17th time that Sri Lanka is approaching the IMF. The six-time Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has been in talks with the IMF for a bailout over the last few weeks, but those talks failed to reach a conclusion as Sri Lanka has failed to show a sustainable debt situation. The IMF wants adequate debt assurances, as the country has already defaulted around $51 billion, and due to the political crisis, the IMF bailout has now been delayed. On the streets of Colombo, people are struggling with a shortage of fuel, hospitals, they've run out of essential medicines, and even food is in short supply.
People are without fuel, people are without transportation, medicines are in short supply, etc. So the question is, who is competent? Now, if it comes to knowledge and experience, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe does have it. But in terms of pulling together disparate political forces, perhaps he's not the man.
India has already given Sri Lanka nearly $3.8 billion in help through a credit line, but future support will also hinge on an IMF bailout package.
Ranil Wickremesinghe is the new president of Sri Lanka. But what next? Gotabaya that was created by the protesters say that will be converted into Ranil Gogama, which means the resistance will continue. But the question remains if Ranil Wickremesinghe will be successfully pulling out Sri Lanka out of this economic crisis. Srija for NDTV.